And the Broke Man of the Year / Goofy of the Year award goes to you. Yes. Oh, yes. I knew I can do it. I put in a lot of hard work for this. First, I want to thank the public aid system for helping me not get a job. With that link card, I don't get no job. I just get that link card. I sell half of it, give me some money, and then I go buy me some snacks and Lunchables. I also want to thank my friend across the street, Dre. He let me go to his house when I drop out of school. We get to go to his house. I smoke weed. I be ditching school. For some strange reason, they talking about they got a test that if you pass it, it shows if you go to the next grade. Man, fuck that test. Shout out my homie Dre. He used to let me come to his house and ditch school and get high. That's what this kind of feel like, in my opinion. It was this guy who was charged and convicted and sentenced to a long-ass time for robbing a tamale lady.
One of the victims told police 4 men got out of a black sedan, showed her a gun, and went through her pockets, taking about $200. She works with another vendor who told her Nonstop News crew this is not the first time something like this has happened.
You know the Mexican ladies that be in the neighborhood pushing a car selling tamales? This man and his crew came up with a scheme to rob them. They robbed several tamale ladies, but didn't know that was going to be the day that it ended. Hit the like button. Goal on this video, 1,000 likes. This story crazy. This actually happened 2 years ago in 2023. This guy, he was 18 years old at the time. He had 2 more shorties with him in the car. YNs. They been robbing tamale ladies. That was they come up for money for weed fare to get high and shit like that. Instead of working a job as somebody can you cut their grass, they came up with a scheme to rob the Mexican ladies who sell tamales and corn, because they not gonna have no guns on them. They not fast enough to run. This an easy score. I think this some sick shit, man. Approaching a woman on some violent shit, an older woman. I think that's weird as hell, man. Women and kids is left off, gotta be left out of this shit. Even men too, but especially the women and men. But these guys came up with a plan to rob this tamale lady.
It was an attempted armed robbery that could be related to other incidents happening this morning on the city's north side. This one targeting a female vendor who was selling tamales. It happened just before 9 o'clock this morning here near Milwaukee and Pulaski. The woman's brother briefly telling us off camera she was approached by a handful of men who were looking for cash, but she didn't have any because she was just setting up for the day. And we did just get a few more details from Chicago police who say there were actually 2 people armed with handguns who jumped out of a black SUV. They searched the woman's pockets looking for cash, but again, didn't get anything. And as they went back to the SUV, they opened fire. The vendor, who is 33 years old, was not shot.
Hit the like button. Now I'm finna tell you. According to the police, they wake up every morning and rob 3-4 tamale ladies. They ride around looking for these people. Maybe they can get $100, $200. You do 3 or 4 of them, you got close to a band. This was they hustle. This was they come up. This was they scheme. They robbed several tamale ladies this day. One day though, the car ended up crashing on their way of getting out, trying to get away after robbing somebody. They robberies led to shooting guns, terrorizing these women with pistols and all kind of shit.
Surveillance video shows the vendor sitting under an umbrella. A Jeep SUV pulls up behind her. The driver stays inside. 4 males jump out. They search her pockets for cash, but her brother tells us she didn't have any. She was just getting started for the day. And as they left the scene, police say someone opened fire.
I heard a shot.
The video shows her visibly shaken, sitting on the ground.
This one time when the car crashed, they had to bail out and run. It crashed across the street from the jail on California. The police seen it. The police was chasing his ass, got up with him, arrested all 3 of them. One of them lied. The older one lied and acted like he was 14 years old, and really he was 18. The other 2 were very young. He got arrested. He was just sentenced a couple days ago for this crime that happened 2 years ago. For robbing a tamale lady for some fucking weed fare and snack money. He was sentenced to 9 years in the penitentiary for that. And he got to serve about 50% of that. So this guy's going to be in there about 4-5 years. He caught 5 Canada's for a couple dollars. Now, was it worth it? Now, I understand this shit seemed like a come up because, they got money in their pocket. You feel me? They pushing the car. It's a woman, so this an easy score. She ain't finna fight with you, none of that shit. You ain't gotta worry about her blowing you down when you ride off. This got to the point where this has got crazy, where they was terrorizing these women. A gun even went off. One of these guys even shot a gun, once they robbed one of these women and shit like that.
Surveillance video shows the vendor sitting under an umbrella. A Jeep SUV pulls up behind her. The driver stays inside. 4 males jump out. They search her pockets for cash, but her brother tells us she didn't have any. She was just getting started for the day. And as they left the scene, police say someone opened fire.
I heard a shot.
The video shows her visibly shaken, sitting on the ground.
This shit crazy, but this guy was sentenced to 9 years. A guy from Chicago, he was the leader of this shit. They gave him 9 years. The juveniles who was part of this case, their information out on the internet, so I don't know how long they got, even if they got any time.
Every morning she out there.
People who work in the area were relieved to find out she was not injured in the shooting. The 33-year-old vendor is a fixture at Milwaukee and Pulaski.
Very surprising to me. Such a nice lady. She's out there every day. Even when it was 0 degrees outside, she's out there selling her elotes and tamales.
But the oldest one, he 20 now. They gave him 9 years. He got to serve it concurrent, 50% of the time at least. So this guy looking at least 4-5 calendars for a chicken enchilada. That's crazy, you feel me? We gotta be smarter than this, man. If you can spend all that time doing shit like that, you can spend a lot of time trying to cut some grass and trying to make some money in your neighborhood, take your ass to school, get your GED, try to better your life, man. Because 9 years for a chicken enchilada and a beef tamale is just sick to me.
Bright and early, selling tamales in front of El Güero Supermercado. Tuesday morning, she was stopped in her tracks, her life in danger. She tells me in Spanish, 3 people came and robbed her, and they had guns. She called 911, saying the armed robbers were wearing ski masks when they held her at gunpoint and demanded money before getting away in a white SUV. She says they not only took some money from her, but also from her coworker, taking about $100. She tells me she is scared,
Pues sí, estoy asustada, pero
but that she needs to work. She says you have to leave that fear somewhere and continue living your life.